Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So, it's been a pretty busy week for video games. The company Insomniac has been dealing with a pretty substantial information leak that's happened. Someone hacked into their systems and took a whole bunch of stuff out of it. And what you've probably seen the most of is this Wolverine game. This pre-alpha footage that got released. People are complaining that it's, reusing assets from the Spider-Man games, and I think that's kind of funny because it's like, yeah, they're using the same engine. They're building a framework for a game. It's in pre-alpha stages right now. It won't be released for another 2 or so years. So, yeah, there's going to be some stuff that looks a little similar because it's being made by the same company and it's using the same engine. That's just normal. I don't understand that complaint, first and foremost. The second complaint that I saw that I think is very funny is that Wolverine looks ugly in this. They said that he looks short and he looks ugly, and it's like, yeah, he is. If you've read any of the comics, you know that Wolverine is like 5'3" and just built like a brick house. He's like 300 pounds of just wall of muscle and that, endoskeleton that he's got going on. But he's not a handsome guy. He's a gremlin of a man. He's a hairy goblin with claws coming out of his fists, But I understand why people think that. Hollywood does have to cast semi-attractive people for these roles, and Hugh Jackman is Hollywood pretty. I think he did a great job with the character, by the way, but it does stand to note that Hugh Jackman is 6'1", and they didn't really scale him down for the movie. He was taller than a lot of the X-Men, and that's one of my favorite things with seeing him in comic book panels is him having to look up at people, even though he's a menacing, terrifying force of nature. But I digress. The leaks included a lot of stuff outside of this video game. It was employee information, and not like, oh, these are the people who are working on it, like names, addresses, family information, contact information, and somebody told me that the hacker was asking for like $10 million before they leaked the information. What do you hope to get out of that? Really, like, of a company to go after, why would you choose a creative development studio? If you're upset with stuff that a company is doing, like if they've made choices with a story that you didn't like, I don't think it's the right thing to do to try and harm their employees. Vote with your wallet, sure, but if you really want to hack for a hobby, there's that white hat hacking stuff you can do. Where it's like you test a company for vulnerabilities and you send them the bug reports that you found. And sometimes, well, most of the time, they should pay you. The companies that don't, usually they get dealt with by that community, but most of the time you get paid for your work. This is just malicious though. And, I'm not going to tell you to do nothing, but if you really want to do some malicious hacking, if you want to just put fear in people, why wouldn't you do it to people who are harming us? Why wouldn't you do it to companies that truly value profits over people instead of a creative game studio that, frankly, is one of the only ones that's making single-player narrative-driven games? There's a few out there that are holding the torch, but it's, with all the games that are coming out, that's, what do you call it? The online service only games where you have to pay subscriptions, where it's multiplayer only. Sometimes I just want to sit home and read a book that's, that I'm playing with a PlayStation controller. I think that's fine. I think a lot of people like that. So I'm all for Insomniac doing what they want. I'm all for any of these video game companies creating the games that they think are suitable. As far as the Wolverine game goes, I am pretty excited for that. X-Men Origins Wolverine was awesome. Any Wolverine game really is going to be good. And yeah, Insomniac superhero games are usually top tier. So I'm excited for that. I don't know about you. Let me know how you feel. But I guess, keep your hacking on the good side of things. Let's not just harm people because, I don't know, because we didn't like the last game they put out. make the right choices. I know you can do that. Okay. But I guess until, the next time one of these dorks decides to hack a video game company, y'all try to have a good day.